Hey guys, and welcome to today's quick tutorial. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a crochet beanie. For the beanie I am making today, I am using these two colours. They are double knit and they are using a size 4mm hook. So I've got mine right here, and I've also got a pair of scissors. With these two beanies, they look different, but that's just because I was doing 2 rows before swapping, and then on this one I was doing 1 row and then swapping. So I'm going to be showing you how to make this one, but obviously you don't need to use different colours. You can literally just use one colour or make every row a different colour, it doesn't matter. The only thing that's annoying about when you use different colours is then the inside you have a bunch of ends that you have to sew in at the end. So it just makes the project take a tiny bit longer. If you are planning on sewing in the ends because you're using 2 colours, I recommend using one of these sewing needles with a hoop at the back. It just makes it so much easier to sew all the ends in at the end. So the colour I'm going to be starting with is this cream white colour, and this will be the circle bit in the middle. The first row is that basically. So first things first, we are going to chain 5 and turn it into a circle with a slip knot. So to get your hook onto the wall, you're going to make a crossover, poke that through and pull it tight. Now you're going to chain 5, so you grab the wool and pull it through. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then to turn it into a circle, you're going to go back through the first hole, just like that, and pull it right back. Now you've basically made a circle. Next step is to add 12 double crochets into the center. So the first one, we're actually just going to chain 2, and that's going to count as a double crochet. This basically gets the height of how wide the first circle is going to be. Then to double crochet, you wrap the wool around the needle, poke through the center and pull back through. So then you now have 3 things on your hook. Then you're going to pull through one and pull through another. So that's your first double crochet. We're going to repeat, wrap through, hole, up, pull through 1, pull through 2. So now we've done 3. I'm just going to repeat that process until we've done 12 all the way around. So now we have finished 12 of them, and to connect it back, we're going to loop through that hole and pull it back. And if you are changing colours on every row, this will be the perfect opportunity to cut off your first thing. Okay, so now we're going to start on our 1 increase in every stitch. So it's the same process of connecting the hook, and then I'm just going to go through the same one that we were just on, so it's connected. And then I'm going to do the first double crochet, which is actually just 2 chains because you have to get the height first. Then I'm going to go back into that same stitch that we just connected into and double crochet. Now I'm going to push that back so that I don't see it. And in the next one, I'm going to do another increase, which is 2 double crochets. Just like that. And I'm going to continue to do 2 double crochets in every single stitch. So basically 2 double crochets in 1 stitch is an increase. And as you can see, it's starting to make the next layer of the circle. And if you are doing a colour swap, now is the perfect time. So you're going to go back into the 2 chain that we did at the top. Do that. Grab your scissors, cut it, pull through, and put on your next colour. Okay, so for this next one, we're doing 1 normal and 1 increase. So again, chain 2, and that is going to count as our 1 normal. So now we're going to jump across to the next stitch and do 1 increase. Then the next one is going to be 1 normal, and the next one is 1 increase. So you're going to keep on doing that all the way around. If you are swapping colours every time, just try to keep all of the strings on the back of the circle. That will just make sure that they're all on the inside of the final hat, because then it will just look more put together and it'll be easier to hide the strings at the end. And to make sure you've done the right round of rows, your last one should end on an increase, because then your first one was the normal, so you just know that it's linked up. Okay, so the next row is almost the exact same, except instead of just doing 1 normal stitch, we will be doing 2 before each increase. So starting it off the same way, chaining twice, and then you're going to double crochet once, and then you're going to increase again. And if you ever lose count, if you look closely, you can see that the increase is going on top of the last increase. So if you see, there's like the increase there, and the increase there. So increase will always be on top of each other. So once again, just 2 normal, and then 1 increase. And that is repeated the whole way around. Okay, so now we're on the next one. If you have more of like a small sized head, this might be your last row before you do normal. But it honestly just depends on what you would like. For this one, basically the same. We're just doing 3 normal stitches and then 1 increase. And to double check again, you can still see the increases are still falling on top of each other. Okay, so now we are on our last increase row. This one probably the most optional out of all the increase rows, just because this makes the hat quite big. If you look at these hats, this one I have done this 9 normal, 1 increase, and then this one I haven't. There's just like a little bit of a size difference, and then when you put them on your head, this one's just a lot tighter and this one's a lot bigger. So this one's more for like a grown-up, this one could be for like a woman or someone with a small head, basically. I'm going to be doing this just because then I've made the exact pattern, but this is 9 normal, so that's 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. And then this 9 actually leads you to an increase. So it makes you skip 1 increase and then go to the next one. And then you add 1 increase there, and then obviously continue that all the way around. Okay, so we have now reached the easiest part of the whole making process. We're just going to be working down. Now we've finished all of the increasing. With this hat, I did an additional 9 rows to finish off it, but obviously you can make it longer if you'd like it to have like a rolled edge at the bottom, or you can just have it flat. What we're doing now is obviously single crocheting twice to get up, and then you're double crocheting in every single stitch the whole way around. So as you can see from just doing 1 in one of these normal rows, you can already see it's like going up, so it's changing shape. So if I have it the way it's going to be, it's already working on coming down. Okay, here's the next row done. Row number 3 done. Okay, this is what it looks like after I've done 4 normal rows now, and it's definitely moving inwards much more. This one I did 9 rows, and then the other one I did 9 rows as well, but I never did the last increase row. So I think I might do 8 rows, so I need to do 4 more basically. Also, by doing 4 more rows, I'll end on a pink, and that's what the colour I want to end on. Okay, so I just finished the last row. It's a little bit shorter than this one, because I didn't do 1 extra row, but this is a good size. It's quite a big hat, as you can see. But that's it for all the crocheting. Now I'm going to sew in the ends, so I'll just demonstrate doing it with one of them. You probably should get one of these needles, they're really useful. But what you have to do is like thread the needle through the wool, poke it through, and then grab the end you're sewing in, and then you pull that through, and then to like lock it into position, you go back, poke it in again, there, and then pull, and then from there I just cut it, and then it's secure. And now I just have to do that with every single end, and then the final hat will be finished. I can turn it the right way around, and that's done. The hat's done, which means this is the end of the video. If this video goes well, I'm going to be planning on making lots more tutorials on how to crochet things, trying out different techniques, and maybe doing some challenges on like maybe how many hats can I crochet in a day. So if you have any ideas, please comment them down below, and thank you.